Hi again. So what I'd like to do today is talk about 3 different ways to pump your board up. Now all boards, when you buy them, they come with their own pump. They come with a manual pump. It's a 2-stage pump, so it's got double action on it. So if you've got it switched one way, it will pump on the upstroke as well as the downstroke. If you've got it put round to single, then it will just pump on the downstroke. So basically you plug it in, you put it on double, and you pump like crazy until you can't pull it up anymore. Then you put it onto single and just use your body weight to get it right up to the PSI that it needs. This board's a 15 PSI pump, 15 PSI board. So I'm going to compare that to an electric pump that plugs into your car, SUP-specific pump that will take it all the way up to its 15 PSI, and we'll have a look at that. And there's also another way that I do it, which is using a basic inflatable pump, the sort of thing that you'd pump up kiddies' toys for the paddling pool, pump up sort of the inflatable chairs and furniture that you can get for camping, that kind of thing. The only difference is I've added a SUP valve adapter to the end of it. This is a bit of a fancy one, but it's the same sort of thing you could plug into your car. So I'm going to do that, and then once that gets up to just about 1 PSI, which is all it will take, I'll swap over to the manual pump and we'll see how long that takes and how good that is. So let's start with the electric pump that we would normally, people buy for a SUP. Now people love these pumps because you can get ready while it's pumping away. You haven't got to be heaving away on your manual pump, and as soon as it's finished, you're fresh as a daisy to go straight onto the water. Now that's good if you're on your own, but I'm never on my own. I'm always with my partner, and we always go in one car. Now, without getting too technical about it, it's a 16 amp pump, and your car, or my car, any car really, out of its power socket will only drive 20 amps, so you can only run one pump at a time. Now also the manufacturer's instructions say that you've got to rest it after, you can only run it for 20 minutes and then you've got to rest it for 20 minutes before you can use it again. So if you think about that, if you've got 2 people, 1 car, 1 pump, 2 boards, then you're going to take as long as it takes to pump it up, and then you've got to rest it for 20 minutes, and then you've got to repump. So realistically you're looking at 50 minutes, something like that, to pump 2 boards with 1 pump. Now you can either take 2 cars or you can take 2 pumps. Now you could take 2 pumps, but you can only use those pumps one at a time, so that's going to be at least half an hour to pump using an electric pump, 2 boards, me and my partner, 1 car. That's a little bit impractical for us, to be honest. Okay, so now let's move on to using the standard inflatable pump, electric pump. All I'm really doing is using it for about a minute just to fill up the board. That sort of takes a few minutes of pumping out of the actual manual pumping for me, and I find that works quite well. Now what you'll see is we're coming up to, what is it, 5 minutes or so. So it's taken a bit out. Now let's compare that to the manual pump now. That's pumping right away from empty all the way up with the manual pump. Now what you'll see is this is actually going to knock off about 30 seconds. So to be honest, if you have a look at that, if you want the fastest way, you'll see that actually manual pumping is the way to go. If you don't want to do that, if you want to take the labour out of it, then you can by using the full electric pump, but again it's going to take you a long time if there's more than 1 person. If you want to take some of the labour out of it and add a minute or so onto it, then I'd use an ordinary kiddies toy inflatable pump just to fill your board. But there you are. The choice is yours, obviously. I'm probably going to think about now having made this, I'm going to think about just using my manual pump, to be honest, because it keeps me fit. It's a good warm up before I get onto the board. On a cold day, I quite like that. So anyway, there you are. Thanks ever so much for watching. Like, subscribe, stay tuned. Thanks a lot.